Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to a very special Halloween special. And being that today is October 30th, I decided I'd do some. Being that Halloween is so near, I decided to do some videos specifically for Halloween. And this first video, and I've decided to wear one of my Halloween shirts that I got. Um, Very awesome, I like it. So, without further ado, let's get on with this first video. And this was this one video that was suggested to me, which is CGI 3D animated short film HD horror short film by Riff and Alternate Studio, and is on CG Meetup channel. So, okay, and this is also the same channel that I did another video that I also checked out another video, which was the old Sune video that I did last year. So, without further ado, let's check this video out because I'm really excited. I'm really curious. Now, a friend of mine suggested this video, so I really anticipate that it's going to be good. So, without further ado, let's get started. Start the video in 3, 2, 1, click. Oh wow, I love the art. Wow. Okay, this is in a language, obviously. I don't know what language this is, so if anybody is fluent with this language or knows this language, please tell me in the comments. And if somebody could translate what is being said, I would really appreciate it. It would also help others as well who isn't familiar with this language to know what exactly is being said. Okay, that is cool. That is like Silent Hill. Oh man, that's good. Oh, this is CGI, okay. Okay, that is adorable, I gotta say. The big eyes. Okay, I love the sound effect in this. The sound effect is really good. Okay, I'm turning my volume up a little bit more. I love the sound effect. It's really good. It's really ambient. This is amazing CGI. Okay, so it's not first person. Oh, of course. Okay, well at least the lights are still working. Hey, you jerk! Let me guess. The mother or the father comes home drunk. Oh. Ay, you stupid! He deserves it. Oh my gosh! Jeez, that... It's gotta be a nightmare. It's gotta be... Oh, freaking heck. It's gotta be a nightmare. 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 Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. What? Are you kidding me? Blood? Dang! Okay, that was good. That was, oh man, that was good. That was good. That was really incredibly well done. That was beautifully well done. Okay, I can see why my friend suggested this. I can totally see. Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting that at the end. Okay, okay. I can totally see why my friend suggested. Okay, to my friend, thank you so much for suggesting this. This was absolutely amazing. I can see why you suggested it to me. Thank you so much. This was amazing. This was absolutely amazing. So again, I totally see why that you recommended this to me. So thank you so much. This was amazing. Okay, now going over first the story. This was actually different than what I actually anticipated. Um, with the opening sketch art style, that's actually what I thought. From the thumbnail, I saw CGI, but then that completely slipped my mind whenever I started seeing this, and so I thought that the rest of the video was actually going to be told in the sketchbook, like the sketch art style, which is really good. I mean, this is really detailed. This is really good. It does have an old style cartoonish flair. I mean, it does still have a cartoonish flair, but a really good old style. Um, uh, Very unique style to it, almost like a cardboard, like one layer of cardboard and then like a layer behind it. That's kind of the way it looks. And so then it transitioned to CGI, and it was gorgeous CGI. I mean, it was really beautifully well done. It's amazing to see animation like this, independent animation, and it not be from a company like DreamWorks or Pixar. And it's really incredible to see this sort of animation. And again, this is an independent film. They did a mind-blowingly amazing job with this, and so I really credit them. There was a lot of attention to detail in this. I mean, just with the scenery with the little girl sitting on the bed. I mean, just look at all the little flowers and everything on the bedspread. You can see the shading. Uh, you can see just like the little creases and curves in it. Really beautifully well done. And they did a fantastic job. Now, this is also modernized, obviously, as they're using I'm assuming a tablet. So again, they did a really fantastic job with that. And again, the little attention to detail, it still has a bit of a cartoonish style, being the hit CGI, but not too much. Now, whenever you see the man and the woman, okay, there is 2016, so this is a new film because I see the calendar there. Okay, and so whenever I saw the man and woman arguing, my initial perception on what was going on in the film was that, like, this was the husband. He come home drunk, and they started arguing, and then what I was expecting to happen kind of was it was going to be like, who's the monster in this film? And like what I was kind of waiting to happen was that maybe like the father would end up putting his wife and his daughter in danger. He was completely drunk, and then like the woman would end up having to pull a gun or something, and it will be a moment like, who's the monster in this film? Or like, and then like she might end up having to actually shoot. And that was my first thought. And then my second thought was, what if it was like the woman had ended up getting injured and she couldn't get up, and so the little girl ended up having to grab like a knife or something to defend her mother and herself, and like she ended up having to stab her father, and it was a moment where she would end up having to where like she looked at herself as a monster for what happened. And so I was thinking of something more realistic, I guess, in terms of the way this was going to go. I did not anticipate that they would actually turn into actual creatures. And that was really freaky. And it was a major twist. And that was a major twist. And it was incredibly well done. I mean, just the visualizations, the aesthetics, the way that everything moved, it was beautiful. And then that moment, I mean, it was freaky, yeah. And then that moment whenever the woman is hurled into the hallway, and then her hair is like glowing. I mean, not glowing, but floating. And then her neck looks like it's twisted. Yeah, and then her head just turns around, and she just has this very, like, completely, I have no bones, and feature, and then she just, on her back, runs toward her daughter. Very freakishly done and very beautiful because of it. I mean, this really had a good chill factor to it. It's really interesting that, to me personally, something like this can have a much more of a horror. I mean, this right here, while animated, even though it's animated, it has a really good scare factor about it. And what's kind of bad, okay, what is bad? I mean, it's fantastic for this film, but it's bad that this here has more of a scare factor than some supposed horror films that actually exist. Some horror films just don't have any. They're supposed to be horror, they're supposed to be continuations of other horror films, but they don't have any major horror appeal. I mean, this right here actually takes you by surprise. And I think one of the things, of course, this is a short film, so they didn't have, I mean, this was a short film. But, other larger production films, of course, they have more time to do it. But there's a few films that actually do it right. There are some good horror films out there, but most are sort of just wash, rinse, repeat. Some sort of otherworldly guy who's heck bent on killing these young adults, and so the young adults get picked off one by one. Somehow, they have no idea that they don't even know this guy. They have no indication that this is even related to any events that happened years before. And I mean, it's just basically, it's a gore fest. That's pretty much what it is. It's a gore fest. If you want to see blood, But this right here, there's blood in this, but it's more of a freak factor. It's more the scare factor. This really takes you by surprise. It really grips you because you have no idea what is going on. Like, is this a nightmare? Is this a nightmare that is happening? Is this something that this girl is witnessing? Is this real? What kind of world is this? Like, are these people that just can transform into creatures like this at any given time whenever provoked? Or could this actually be a secret, could this actually be secretly symbolic towards humanity? That, looks somewhat normal on the outside, but in secret on the inside there's a monster just waiting to come out at any given moment. And so if you think about it like that, this could actually work for that too. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but then again, I'm a critic. So again, like, is this actually, could this be, like, what kind of world is this? Is this real? Or is this a nightmare? Or is this actually just, like, in the book? Is it telling about their history? Could the book that they were reading actually be this world's history? Is that what happened? There's a lot of different things that you can interpret with this, and every single one of them is entirely plausible. And because of the story, the way that it goes, it could work either way. And that's actually the beauty of it, is because the way this short film is done, there's so many ways that you can interpret the actual story. There's so many ways that you can view it. There's not enough of one particular idea to actually be cemented into it. There's so many different theories, and every single one of them is plausible. And that's, again, the beauty of this little short film, is because you can take it in any different way, and every single one of them seems plausible. And again, this is really beautifully done. It really takes you by surprise. And then at the end of it, you have the little girl realizing, I mean, she looks up and realizes that she's a monster too. And then you see her mother and her dad just standing there looking in the mirror. And at first she screams, horrified. And at first I thought, okay, this is a nightmare. Like, she's dreaming that she's becoming one of them. And then she just stops screaming. And she just stands there calmly, like she accepts it. And at that point, it really makes me wonder, like, was this a play? Were they acting? Like, did she know all this time, and it was like they were just playing with her, like they were playing monster, but this is actually how they look? like this just family fun. Okay, of course, you know, the confrontation between the mother and the father, obviously. Well, I don't know. Again, it's another way that you can interpret this little short film. And again, it's really good. And the I kind of can't help but think about Left 4 Dead for this. Like the woman looks like the witch possibly, and the father looks like one of the boomers. And but again, this is really well done. And then you see that woman with the like, you see the wide mouth that looks like a broken jaw. It's like it's dislocated, and her like incredibly long tongue. And the guy is just, hang on, I'm trying to see. And like the woman's hair is just flowing, and then they have the little pet. I'm guessing that's their pet right there. I mean, it's moving. I'm assuming that's their pet. And then again, she just stands there, and she just calmly stands there like she's accepting of it. And so again, you could leave it up to many, many interpretations as to exactly what the story is behind this and what this actually is. And this was really, really interesting. And this was really well done. And I gotta say, this was incredibly freaky. And it was beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful. Yeah, I know. I'm a complete idiot, or I'm completely psycho here for actually saying something like this of this scare factor. This freaky is actually beautiful, but it is. I give major props to every single person involved. This to the creators for this. They did a fantastic job. And again, uh, some of these right here I can't read uh, because this is a different language. I'm not familiar with this language. So again, if you are fluent with this language, or you know what language this is, if you know what this is saying, please type, if you would be so kind, please type it in the comments below. That way, myself and other people can actually read it and know exactly what know who know what it's saying and what some of these people have done here. Obviously, though, with the ending credits, these are the people's names over on the left, and this is that language version of them on the right, obviously. But again, to everybody involved with this film, Katana Sound Studio, um, our Polo Lab, music composer, sound designer, editor, IT support, original story by Wizard Sasaneta, by Sa Sanatiang, by Wizard Sasanatiang. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I pronounce that incorrectly. I'm so sorry. But again, thank you. I mean, to everybody that worked on this film, thank you. Thank you so much for putting so much attention to detail and beauty behind this. Thank you so much. This is a wonderful short film and absolutely perfect for Halloween. So again, thank you to everybody that worked on this film. Way to go. This is an incredible piece. This is an amazing short film. And this is beautiful. This is perfect for Halloween. This is absolutely gorgeous. And again, I really like how that it started off with a supposed small story told in a sketchbook style, or like a cardboard kind of style, and then transitions to it shows a horrific world outside of these creatures, these demonic beings. And I said it looks like something from Silent Hill. It kind of does in a way. But this might be something from folklore. I don't know. If this is something from folklore, please let me know. That's something interesting. But again, like, it's interesting. It transitions from that to, like, they're viewing it on this tablet. This, like, a little story. And it's also interesting that the little girl in the book is kind of like the little girl in the film. That's something I just now noticed. And I probably should have picked up on that. But again, this is one of those beautiful little films where there's so much attention to detail. And whenever you look into the little girl's eyes, you can see, you can actually see the reflection of the mother's hand and the tablet in her eyes. And so again, I love the attention to detail that they put into this. It's incredible. and just the little girl's expressions and everything, they did a fantastic job. The sound design is also extraordinary. They did a fantastic job as well, and they did a truly wonderful job with it. I love the reflections, the atmosphere, the shading, the lighting effects, the cell shading, and the attention to detail. There's so much attention to detail, and it is just beautiful. I love it. It's extraordinarily done. The lighting effects as the lightning is flashing, I mean, like the different strands of hair on the little girl. It's not just all bunched up together in one thing, for like cheap effect. It's, I mean, just like different strands there, and it's really beautifully done. And I also really like how that it goes to a first-person perspective for the little girl as well, and shows it from her perspective. In all honesty, that does add a lot of ambience, and personally, to me, it worked better for this than to go into third person and be just like a third party viewing it. No, you're actually seeing it from the little girl's perspective. So you're actually seeing everything from her perspective as it transitions. And the beauty also is it helps to mask what is possibly going transpiring or transforming around. And you don't know, like, whenever the parents transform, you don't know for certain if the little girl had transformed at that point. I don't think that she had, but again, it's really interesting to be able to see it from the little girl's perspective, because you don't see her face again until she looks up in the mirror, and that's whenever you see the transformation. And so I think it's really interesting that they did it that way. It worked fantastic for that. They did a fantastic job with it. And again, the atmosphere, the music, and everything for this is really great. And then the creatures, they did a really great job with it. And the scare factor was good too, because you see the mothers. I think one of my favorite effects, like the first one, whenever crap is about to go down, whenever the mother first transforms. I mean, first whenever you see her and you're like, what is wrong? And then whenever the mother turns and looks toward her daughter, and then you see her just move her body in this, I have no bones, and then she's like, oh, hi, dear. Don't worry about your father and I. We're just having a nice marital conversation. And then she like runs toward her daughter like you should be in bed. And so then at that point you wonder, like, are the parents just always creatures? And again, there's so many different ways you could interpret the story. And I love it that they just put enough story into it so that you can make up your own vision for this. And another little subtle detail is whenever the girl's hands are beginning to shake, and she tries to calm herself, and then that little creature falls down next to her, and you're like, what the heck's going on? Then her hands become bloody, and she looks up in the mirror, and again, her eyes, I mean, she has just like iris. I mean, she has just like the whites of her eyes, so almost they're like fogged over and hazed. And maybe it's just me, I could be wrong, but at the end I think I see the little girl make a little smile. I could be wrong, but that's kind of, it looked to me like she made a little subtle, like a little smile towards the camera. And again, alternate studio, Riff Studio, major props to you guys. This is an amazing short film. Way to go, congratulations. This actually came out in August. But again, this is an amazing short film. It's already got a great deal of views. It deserves a lot more, because this is honestly one of the best so far of the short films that I've watched, of the short films of horror. This is really good. I really like this. I love this. This is amazingly well done. And so, but again, to everybody that worked on the short film, major props to you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for this film. Thank you so much for all the attention to detail that you put into it. This is amazing. This is extraordinary. And so again, thank you so much. And also, thank you so much to my friend as well for recommending this. I can see why you recommended me this. This is amazing. I love it. And I hope you guys enjoyed as well. And let me hear your thoughts and your theories on this as well, what you guys think. And also, I would definitely recommend, if you haven't watched this, check it out. Definitely do so, please, because this is an amazing video. You have to watch the original yourself. So again, thank you guys again for joining me. Thank you again to my friend for recommending this, and thank you to everybody that worked on this short film as well. Major props, guys. This is amazing. I can't wait to see. I really hope you guys do a lot more, because I can see a lot of talent in this. I can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. I can't wait to see any other projects. I can't wait to see other projects from you. So again, thank you guys again. And thank you guys again for joining me, and happy Halloween. Hope you enjoyed, and hopefully maybe you can consider this a bit of a Halloween treat. So thank you guys again for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.